Hey, it's Allison Steinberg, your host, and I'm here just to welcome you to Estheticians in Business, the podcast. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Estheticians in Business, the podcast. I am so excited you're listening this week because honestly, there's just like so much happening. Well, first off, this week, if you didn't see the title of this week's podcast, it is called Can ChatGPT Be Your Esthetician Assistant? And I am specifically sharing this because I feel like there's this weird stigma around ChatGPT still. And yes, to a certain extent, people are overusing it and you can just tell. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. There is this like nutritionist where I live and like holistic, like doctor, whatever. And she was promoting how she got her body to look a certain way and all that stuff. She was looking great. It was wonderful. And then all of a sudden, she pops in a video and it was her of an AI like video and she promoted it as herself. And everybody was eating it up. And I was just like, this is fake. Like, what? So, we're going to break down like what are good practices of ChatGPT, what are not good practices of ChatGPT, how I personally use it as a business owner, as somebody who doesn't have a ton of time, but also the idea that if you don't use AI, you're going to be left behind. Now, before we get into that, I want to update you guys. Jesse and I have officially finished our classes for becoming foster parents. And so the only thing now that we have to do is we're waiting for 12 weeks, waiting for a link to get our fingerprints done so they can do a background check. And then after they do that, they have to just come and check our home one last time. And we are officially official and we can start taking on foster children, which I'm very nervous about and like kind of overwhelmed by the whole thing, but very excited because it was like, they were like, this is the bulk of it. Like you guys finishing the class, graduating, all the stuff. We actually got to like listen to a bio mom. So a mom that had actually lost her children and had gotten them back like through reunification. And because at the end of the day, like that's the goal, right? And so she came and spoke and it was actually really empowering because it was just like a new, I guess, perspective on the whole thing. Because in reality, like Jesse and I were like, how in the world are we going to be okay with somebody who chose other substances and chose things over their children? And that was just very hard for us to understand. And so it was really nice listening to her because she's like, it was the check I needed. It was the placement I needed to hear that, like, I've lost my children. And so foster care actually allowed her to get healthy so that she could be a mom, like a good mom. And so she like owns a business now. She's like, I make my own money. I am 9 years sober. And she just kind of went on and it was just really incredible. It was also like just insane to like watch what like Jesus will do too, which because she was like, that's the biggest part. And it was crazy because when she was talking, she was sharing with us her church that she goes to and actually ends up being our church. And she was like, I thought I recognized you. And I was like, oh yeah, that's me. But anyways, guys, that is kind of our update on the foster care stuff. I will let you know as soon as we get a foster child, like what the next step is. I know a few of you guys have asked about it, but the process is quite long. It's quite a lengthy process. So I guess we'll see what happens. But anywho, let's go ahead and get started. Now, just so you guys know, in the show notes, there is going to be a link to my waitlist for my webinar. I'm creating a webinar that's all about being booked out, like what do those steps look like? And at the end of the webinar, I talk about like if you wanted to continue to get a course or to talk or to like work with me, I go into that at the end of the webinar. So you don't be like surprised, but it basically is like there's a wait list for you. And that will be in the show notes. So just a little pop in about that. But let's get started on can ChatGPT be your esthetician assistant? So if you guys haven't already noticed, and what I just talked about, AI tools like ChatGPT are literally popping up everywhere. ChatGPT to me is like, I named mine. His name is Raul. And he is absolutely like the best, like possible thing I feel like that has transformed my business and made my business be able to move significantly faster because it's like I can brain dump and then he can organize. I can like populate ideas and he can kind of give me suggestions. And it's even like when I need to kind of go back and forth on something, if I want to run something, price something, if I want to do bonuses, not bonuses, create emails, whatever, he's able to like walk me through that. And like The reason I'm bringing this up is because as solo estheticians, we are the business owner, we're the marketer, we're the service provider, we're the accountant, we're every part of our business. And so if there's a way to save us time, it's very, very important. Now, when it comes to ChatGPT, the one thing I do see a lot of people and estheticians fail at is they use it without it learning who you are, without it understanding like what it can do for you, but also understanding who you are. Okay. So, like, for instance, ChatGPT can help you with marketing. I mean, think Instagram captions. It can help you plan email newsletter letters, give you some type of topics. It can also help you generate promotion ideas or create like a promo that's going to help you walk through with whatever you want to at the end of the promotion. It also can help you create like no-show policies, cancellations. Instead of wasting all this time on finding different policies out there, or asking all these groups, you could literally use ChatGPT to kind of help you with it. It also can help you write a website. This part I feel like people do not take advantage of, because once ChatGPT, and we're going to get into how ChatGPT can know you more, but once it knows who you are, it literally can help you create like about me's, service descriptions, and it all can sound exactly like you. It also can help you brainstorm like retail product pricing, names, descriptions. It can help you brainstorm freebies or courses or something that you're trying to create. And so that's really nice. It also can help you with client communication. One thing ChatGPT has helped me with significantly is if somebody tried to do a chargeback and how I can fight that chargeback and how I can speak to somebody. Or if somebody has, just message me with something like not kind and I want to blow up, right? But I have to be professional. It helps me respond to awkward DMs. It's also helped me help my students respond to bad reviews, because you want to be loving, professional, empathetic, but you also want to like, stand your ground. And then also it can help you with drafting like follow-up messages or how to come from a place of love versus desperation. It can help you with all those things. But here's some of the things that ChatGPT can't do. It can't know your brand voice. It can't know how you speak, how you would say something unless you train it. And that is something that I wish more people understood, that you can't just, get on ChatGPT and be like, write me a caption on skincare. It's going to, but it's not going to sound like you. It's going to be very generic. It's not going to know who your people are. It's not going to know what you do, who you serve, your services, nothing, because it doesn't know who you are. It doesn't replace you. It doesn't replace your connection, your intuition, your experience. It doesn't replace you. And so the thing is, whenever you do anything in ChatGPT, you still have to read it. You still need to tweak it or double check everything. You have to make sure that you are really creating like this understanding between you and ChatGPT. And I'm going to walk you guys through exactly how to do that. So stay with me. Now, there are a lot of common misconceptions when it comes to ChatGPT too. Like someone once said, like using AI is lazy. It's not. It's smart delegation. Like ChatGPT or using some type of AI is just incredible. I mean, I even think in this podcast, they have like an AI setting where it'll go through, take out any ums I say or any duplicates. So say I mess up a word, it'll basically cut that out, and the next sentence it'll continue with that. And so it saves me so much time. Otherwise, I probably, one, wouldn't have a podcast because it would take me too much time, but two, it may have to hire somebody to edit it for me. Same thing with like the audio on this. So I'm currently not doing this from my podcast spot. I'm doing this from my desk, and I'm doing this from my desk because we like lost power and I couldn't see anything. And this is, my office has like the best window. And so I'm like, well, I need to see things and I need to be able to be close to my daughter because my camera was down because the power's out. Anyways, long story short, AI helps me be able to get my voice to sound right without, it sounding crazy. And honestly, some people tell me like, I'm not techie enough for this. I mean, even like, mom, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. My mom was like, I'm just not, techie enough. I just don't use it enough or whatever. I told her, if you can Google something, you can use ChatGPT. And honestly, Google compared to ChatGPT, like, is icky sticky. Like ChatGPT, you can literally put something in and ask for, give me references on this. Like whenever I was trying to get the childcare in the Y that I go to, the YMCA I go to to get them to have air conditioning because what the heck? I live in Alabama and it's like miserably hot here. And there was no AC where there were like babies. I had ChatGPT in one sitting, was like, I need you to pull all like references on DHR, on Alabama laws, on childcare laws, on daycare laws, on the YMCA. I need you to also pull out like all of the backup that you could possibly come up with for me. And he did. And then I was like, okay, let's put this in a letter. And then basically I would like premise what I wanted the letter to sound like. And then he went in and then we edited it forever, added scripture. Like it was very, very good. But I couldn't imagine having sitting there on Google constantly trying to find all these things. I wouldn't have had time, nor would I probably would have taken care of it. And the thing is, that childcare, because they said it's been like this for years. And I was like, not with my daughter in here. Like, you guys don't know I am that mom. And so I'm like, my daughter will not be in here if you guys are not going to have AC, because I don't want my daughter to have a heat stroke, nor do I want you guys to have a heat stroke. And so I was like, we need to figure this out. But I wouldn't have had time to do that plus everything else in my life if I hadn't had ChatGPT. So it's not lazy, it's truly delegation. It's almost like if you have like a robot vacuum. It's not lazy that you're having something else vacuum for you. It's not lazy that you're having someone clean your house, or if you go out to eat or do Uber Eats, or you're having somebody create meal plans for you. That's not lazy. It's just delegation that makes sense to you. So here are kind of easy ways that I want you to start using ChatGPT. Now, there's always these like millions of prompts that are out there where they're just like, if you use this prompt and then it'll like know exactly who you are. You can always do that. Like you can definitely always start in ChatGPT, even if you've been using ChatGPT forever, and you still feel like it's not hitting you exactly, or you want it to be a little bit better. You can literally put in there, if you I pay like the $20 a month because it gives you projects, like gives you like a way to like sort things out. And that makes my life significantly easier. So I don't have to like search through stuff. But anyways, I have like this project that's called like Get to Know Me. And I use it to upload things about myself. But I initially started it by saying like who I was, what I do. I also talked about who I serve, who my ideal client is, who I'm trying to talk about, what I'm trying to do. And I just went in, just kind of brain dumped everything about myself. And the cool thing is you can literally not have great grammar, or you can like misspell words and it'll figure it out. And I went in and I did that. And then I basically went to my top performing like Instagram like reels, and I went through my like top performing emails where I could see most people opened it and clicked and read. I also went through like text messages. I went through like just past conversations. I took transcripts from this podcast, like of me speaking. So like these words I'm currently using, and I uploaded that to ChatGPT. And that's another reason I pay for it too, because I upload things like crazy. I also want it to create things for me. I want to do stuff for me. And so basically I taught it how to speak. Okay. So this is what I sound like. So when it comes to me using ChatGPT, I also have to be very, very specific, especially when you're first starting out, because it doesn't know you. Okay. So it's almost like you're becoming like friends with someone for the first time, and you want them to have like full access to your brain. So you have to understand how to communicate with them. And so essentially what you're going to do is that like, you're going to be so stinking specific. Okay. So say you want to write a caption on Instagram. You're like, I need to create a caption for Instagram, and I need you to make it about, women that are 30 to 45 years old, skin issues they currently have, which are X, Y, and Z. And I need you to go over how to improve their skin, which is X, Y, and Z. And then put this all in a caption. I also use bullet points. I don't use a lot of emojis. And that's how you can kind of start it off, okay? And then eventually you can go through and you could literally ask, okay, write me an Instagram caption for people that are 30 to 45 years old that have like normal skin issues, right? And it's going to populate exactly what you talked about before. Okay. You can even say it in a funny voice, say it in a confident voice, say it in a empathetic voice. I mean, there's been times where ChatGPT has cussed, and I don't cuss. I try not to, at least. But so I don't like to cuss in my captions. It's just not my voice. It's not my brand. I don't like that. I don't like to talk about things like that. And so he would cuss. Raul, my ChatGPT, would cuss in my captions, and I'm like, I don't cuss. So don't do that. And he was like, okay, we'll take that out. And he never did it again, right? There's a few times I had to remind him of some stuff, but it's just like stuff like that makes it easy. Now, when it comes to like other things, you like say that you're super short on time. Maybe you're stuck. Maybe you're like, I don't know what to do. Maybe you're just exhausted. I'm going to share with you guys something like next week, but I have been very exhausted. Okay. And so it has been very hard for me to kind of keep up with this stuff right now. And a way that I've used ChatGPT is by asking him to create timelines for me, for him to create, like, okay, what do I need to do on a daily basis? Because I'm so tired, I'm overwhelmed. And that has been really, really hard for me. And so I basically was like, this is what I do on a daily basis. This is what I want to do on a daily basis, really. And I need you to put it out into like a Word document. And then I'm going to like save it to my phone. And in a nutshell, I'm able to go on there every single day. Okay, it's Monday. This is what I do on Mondays. It's Tuesday. This is what I do on Tuesdays. And I don't forget things, because that is part of a marketing strategy, is being consistent throughout the whole thing, right? Knowing when I'm going to do a podcast, knowing when I'm going to edit it or when I'm going to promote it. Like, what does that look like? And so that has been quite the interesting task, but it has been really helpful to use ChatGPT to do that. Same thing whenever I do a course launch, right? So periodically I will do like just a big launch. Like I always have like a webinar or something going that promotes my course. And that's just kind of like passive work. But sometimes I will do like a full on really promoting for a week, talking about my course. And I will like promote something. Like this past time I did the course, I did a 6-week intensive where essentially everybody who joined got into the 6-week intensive plus past clients or past students. That's been wonderful. Every single week I hop on a Zoom call and everybody hops on and it's so good. But I did a really big push for that. And when I did that, there's so much. I don't know if you guys ever try to launch something new in your business, but it's so many steps. And if you guys don't know this about me, I may have said this before, but I actually only work 2 hours a day. So I work by the time my daughter goes to sleep until she wakes up. And so like today, she usually will wake up around 3. She went to sleep after 1:30. So I'm only working for about an hour and a half today. And then on Fridays, our babysitter comes over from 2 to 5, and I work from 2 to 6 because my husband's home at 5. And I get to work 4 hours that day. And so I don't have a lot of time. I have a lot of like things. I have to like remember to buy groceries and how much milk my daughter's had and if we have diapers. Like I can't remember everything. So like I would, all the bonuses and all that stuff, I would use a project in ChatGPT that would like break down exactly what was happening in the course launch. So I had literally called like June course launch is the project name. And within that was like different things that was happening. And so I'm able to refer back to that. And so when I was like, okay, what are the bonuses that I decided I was doing? He would populate all the bonuses in a breakdown for me because I don't remember all of it. And that helped me so much because when people would talk to me about it, I'd be like, okay, here it is. And I didn't have to remember every single step of the way. I hope that makes sense because it is so, so helpful. So think about it from like your solo business, right? If you're just like, have this idea, we're entrepreneurs, right? We have a million ideas. And so if you have this like idea and you're like, I want to work on this, but I need to work on this later, put it into ChatGPT. Make sure you log into the same one every time if you're not going to purchase it, which I would 100%. 100%. If you have the budget to purchase it for like $20 a month, 100% would recommend it because it has saved me just significant. I mean, even like food wise, I will tell ChatGPT like, hey, I have this, this, and this. So I have like I have like chicken, rice, black beans, kale, and olive oil. And he'll be like, okay, that sounds great. You're gonna make this. And I'm like, okay, cool. Or like I needed to start eating more fiber. And so I was like, I want pancakes, make it fibrous and protein packed. And he helped me make that. And it was so good. And so anyways, for your business, some ways that you can use ChatGPT is for say meal prep. So something in our industry is like we either don't eat all day and then we binge or we like eat really crappy food all day, right? We don't take care of ourselves. So like meal prepping is so important. And then the same concept with like promotions, how to handle issues you may have had with clients. If a client just sucks butt, instead of like going to like a Facebook group or something, which I'm never saying that's bad, you could always use ChatGPT to help you. And you can always help them to use it to help you keep track of things. You could always, if you have ideas, to help you brainstorm. There's nothing wrong with getting extra support. And so the thing is, everyone's using ChatGPT. So if you're not, you're going to be left behind in the sense of everyone's using AI. In some capacity, they're using AI to help them get things done quickly. Because think about it, it may take you 45 minutes, an hour to create a to do list, but you can just type it in to ChatGPT or into your AI system, and within seconds, it can give you like a breakdown on everything. And so you literally can teach it who you are, your ideal client, your brand voice, how you speak, how you don't speak, what you want to sound like. I mean, at this point, I can literally like ask it to do something and it sounds just like me. But I have been using consistently ChatGPT for the last like since like January, and I purchased it in March. And I was like, this is the best thing ever because as a mom and somebody who's just busy, and has so much happening, it saved me, 100% saved me. It also is an anxiety relief. So if you ever have like something medical happening in your life, if you ever have like something going on with your kid or your dog, or say you have like just some type of anxiety, you have like an anxiety moment, you're anxious and you're like, oh my gosh, and you Google and it just tends you down this rabbit hole that's terrifying. Put it into AI instead because it's going to give you the reality and not these scary like Reddit things. It's going to tell you what's up. So, my challenge for you this week is pick one thing that you usually dread doing in your business and ask ChatGPT to help. Ask them to like provide you with insight. Ask them to be like, okay, maybe you're like, I need to make more money. I need to sell more retail. Or I need a list of good skincare lines that are like this, and you give it like a premise of what it is. Put it in there. Instead of having to do all that research, just ask because ChatGPT can be like Google, just like way better. Okay. Now, there are lots of things that you can use to help you yourself with ChatGPT. Like, for instance, you can use prompts. They're super easy to create. I mean, just basically brain dump exactly. Like I give you a prompt all day, like fill in the gaps or whatever, fill in the blanks. But like you could literally use like just who you are. Like talk about your business. Who are you? If you have an about me already on your page, put it into ChatGPT. If you already have descriptions made, put it in a ChatGPT and just be like, make this better. Make this sound more exciting, more understandable. Break it down so people understand that I'm saying, exfoliation and stuff like that. And I'm not just saying glycolic acid. Like help them break it down for you. Okay. And then of course, when you guys try this or do anything like that, like let me know because I want to know how it goes. And if this podcast was helpful for you, definitely please like and like comment or like 5-star it for me. That would be wonderful. But ChatGPT has changed my life, so I 100% would recommend. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. So I will see you guys later. Make sure you check out the webinar waitlist that's in the show notes, okay? So anyways, bye guys.